Okay, YouTubers, it's ES the Apostate. I want to talk about crucifixion or the stake. Basically, when you go to different churches, you will find out that most of them believe in the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. However, the Jehovah's Witness belief is that he died on a straight pole or a stake. To identify that as their belief, and I pulled these scriptures right out of the back of the New World Translation. They will use Acts 5:30, Acts 10:39, Galatians 3:13. Now they've used these scriptures to change Matthew 10:38 and Luke 9:23. Basically, the first three state that Jesus was hung upon a tree. Back in the Old West, cattle rustlers were hung upon a tree. But that's another time, another story. Matthew and Luke talk about picking up your cross and continually following Christ. Jehovah's Witnesses use this as a torture stake and follow Christ continually. The basic thing that you need to understand is it physically possible for Jesus to carry a 20-foot pole up a hill after being beaten and whipped and, everything that he had to deal with the night before? Is it possible that he would carry a 20-foot tree up a hill? Not likely. We know that Jesus was up off of the ground, because he shares different accounts where he was looking down, or that they had to extend an extra amount of length for different things. If his hands are above his head, and he's got a sign above that, when you start putting the logistics of it together, we are starting to talk about a longer and longer pole that Jesus would have had to have carried up the hill. Is that possible? Not really. How about, like, say, a 5, 6, or 7 foot pole? Yeah, it's very possible. Actually, it's more likely. So, does the stake work? Not really. Now, the Bible also talks about the nails being driven through the hand, through the foot, and through the shirt place. Jehovah's Witnesses only stick to two of those: the shirt place and the foot. But what about the hand? The Bible talks about there being a nail through the hand. What is the shirt place? Well, the shirt place is actually the bone, the V in the bone right here. Okay? Jehovah's Witnesses would be quick to tell you that they are the only ones that believe that Christ had nails driven through the shirt place. That's not true. The church that I'm with, that is part of our basic understanding and belief, because that's the only thing that would actually fit. It's the thing that would work. But we also believe that the nail was driven through the hand. They're not trying to be nice when they were crucifying Christ. They were trying to be brutal. They were trying to be mean. Okay, so through the shirt place, through the wrist. It works. And the Bible talks about both of them. When you start putting everything in line, when you start to explain different things, or when you start to understand different things, when it all comes together, when you do your research here, you find out that the stake is not humanly possible. However, the cross is. So, does it really matter? This is the next thing you need to understand. Does it really matter whether Christ died on a cross or whether Christ died on a stake? For me, it doesn't really matter. And I'll tell you why. Because whether his hands were at his side or whether his hands were above his head, prophecy was still fulfilled. So, does it really matter? No, because prophecy was still fulfilled. Alright, so this was E.S. the Apostate talking about whether it was a stake or whether it was a cross.